Saibai, it was a close contest. We'll get into the details a little later. But overall, tell me, does this loss now, right before a final, have any impact on Indian team's morale going into the final? Because quite often we hear of this particular word, momentum. You know, going in with a winning momentum into a final like that of an Asia Cup. This loss, will it have any impact on that final?
No, I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I think the Indian team will be very pleased with the innings that Shubman Gill has played, because that augurs well for the finals against Sri Lanka on Sunday. Look, it was with 5 changes in the team. It was an occasion to give an opportunity to the non-regular players in the team. People like say Akshar Patel, Shardul Thakur, Prasidh Krishna, Surya Kumar Yadav, who hadn't played so far. So clearly, the full strength team was not there. So that India got, within about 6 runs, within a hit of winning the game. Also, it wasn't like a defeat where India lost by, 60, 70 runs. Then you could be concerned. But it's just a loss by 6 runs. And sometimes when you have already qualified for the next stage, teams tend to, lose a little bit of the intensity. But I think they'll be all right for Sunday.
Okay, let's talk about this game in particular, Saibai. At one stage, of course, India lost their top order. Then there were a few partnerships. Do you think somewhere a few shots could have been avoided, and could India have still won the game? I mean, towards the end, did India try to press the panic button a bit earlier? Maybe take it down to the wire, as we often say in ODI cricket helps, but trying to get those big shots a bit early could have been a bit patience going forward. I mean, let's take Shubman Gill. Could he have tried to have finished the game? I mean, stayed a bit longer. Let's take a look at a few other wickets. Jadeja got out at that time. Surya Kumar Yadav got out, trying to get a lot of runs. Could all of them have been a bit more patient, and then a victory here also could have been achieved?
Well, you could say so, but they were all looking to get the shots that would have got them a boundary or a 6. So you can't really fault them in limited overs cricket. And listen, as far as Shubman Gill is concerned, he's got 100. So don't even if he's got out to a shot which you might not like, don't take anything away from the fact that he would have been batting for such a long time. So I think there are pluses in this game, although it wasn't a plus as far as the win-losses are concerned. Akshar Patel batting, for example, then Shubman Gill's batting. So there are lots of pluses from the game. The way Mohammad Shami bowled, I think Shardul Thakur was a bit expensive, got 3 wickets, bit expensive. So there were plenty of gains from this game.
Right, plenty of games, as Saibai rightly points out there. But one minus, 58 for 4, Bangladesh, if I'm not mistaken. From there, you allow them to get to 265, and you'd have to point a finger at India's fielding today. Lots of drop catches. Do you think that was a minus today and something that they need to rectify quickly going into the final?
Definitely. Look, I think fielding is something that drop catches are part of the game, of course, but I think fielding is where teams can make a difference. You save, a boundary, you restrict it to 2 runs. You have, your fielders in the circle are stopping the single being stolen. So there are dot balls which put pressure on the opposition. So all these things will definitely matter. And yes, I think India will definitely have to improve its catching, because you improve your catching, you're getting the best dot ball. A wicket is the best dot ball in this game.
Okay, let's talk about Shubman Gill. You point out a lot of positive for India in this game, and I think the biggest positive there will be Shubman Gill. He's been head and shoulders above every other Indian batsman in this calendar year, almost reaching 1,000 runs, or probably he's crossed that in this particular inning in this calendar year, which is most for any Indian batter. Saiva, just a short while ago, a few days ago, or maybe a few games ago, we were all talking about that patch that he had hit out of form. Do you think he got runs against Pakistan as well? But now with this 100, is it fair to say that rough patch is behind him?
Yes, I think certainly the fluency seems to be back in his game. And look, I think this is what cricket is all about. For classy players, it's just one innings which can turn it around for you for the better. And that seemed to have happened with that innings against Pakistan, and then over here again. clearly showing the class that he's made of. So I think a real plus that he got 100 today. Big innings.
Okay, just a couple more questions with you, Sai bhai, and I want to concentrate on Surya Kumar Yadav. What did you make of his inning? And I think the one telling bit was it's not about how many runs a batter gets on the day or not. The fact that his entire stay on the crease for those 30, 40 odd balls that he was there on the crease, he just looked out of sorts. What does that tell you about Surya Kumar Yadav, the ODI batter?
Well, I think you've got to understand that he hasn't had a run. He was in the reserve. Now suddenly he comes into bat in a situation where the team has lost a few wickets. So it's not easy for him to get going from the word go. And that seems to be the situation with him, because he's been in and out of the team, and that is never any good for anybody's confidence. But the fact that he stuck around and built that little partnership with Shubman Gill is the plus point. But he recognized that he wasn't stroking the ball fluently, and so therefore he was quite prepared to give the strike to Shubman Gill, take the singles between overs, go and ask. It looked as if he was encouraging Shubman Gill to keep going. So these are the things that you look at. Yes, disappointing in the sense that when you see what he does in T20 cricket, and then when you see what he's doing in the 50 overs game, you might say, oh well, he's not really getting the runs. But again, he's not getting consecutive opportunities, which every batter or every bowler needs to try and show that he's good enough at this level.
The last bit with you, Sai bhai, on Surya Kumar Yadav. One thing that you did notice in this innings, and you've seen it in the past as well, whether it's T20 or 50 overs, in T20 cricket, his premeditated shots really give him a lot of dividends. He gets a lot of scoring opportunities and gets a lot of runs with those premeditated shots. Do you think that's the difference between Surya Kumar Yadav, the T20 player, where premeditated shots really help him, and in ODI cricket, maybe playing to the merit of the ball is the right way to go? So, for example, today he was hell bent on sweeping Shakib. Had he looked at that over-pitch delivery, probably would have played it with a straight bat. So this preconceived notions or premeditated shots that work in T20 don't work in ODI, and that's one thing. If he rectifies, he could be a successful batter in ODIs if he plays to the merit of the ball in ODI.
Yes, definitely. Not just Surya Kumar Yadav, anybody. What Surya Kumar Yadav really needs to remember is that he needs to play these, unorthodox shots that he plays only towards the last maybe 10, 12 overs. But while there are more than 20 overs to go, then he should be playing normal cricket, looking to push the ball along, normal shots, not looking to play the innovative shots, the scoops, etc., that he's famous for. That can happen in the last maybe 10 overs when the asking rate maybe 10 runs, 12 runs and over. So that's a mental adjustment that he needs to make.